So very good day to everybody. This is internet programming, and in this class we discuss about the CSS3 rule cascading, inheritance, background, border images and colors. So this is especially for you my dear students and young researchers, and you can reach me at dr.christoananth@gmail.com. So before beginning the session, once again let me thank God for giving me this opportunity to deliver this useful session to share my knowledge among my fellow national, international participants, students and young researchers. So in this class we discuss about the specificity of CSS, we discuss about the class selector, about the inline style, how you can calculate the specificity, how you can go with contextual selectors, and about the inherit keyword of CSS, then about the background colors and about the opacity and transparency. For example, in the color, for example, you can show different shades and you can apply transparency feature also. So I had already given the independent work for you. Please complete them at your best available time. And at regular intervals, I'll be giving you some short videos to discuss the knowledge in our topics. Right. So maybe if there, let us take in the case if there are two or maybe more CSS rules that has to be applied, then definitely those which has the highest specificity value will be given more consideration, and the style declaration will be applied to that HTML element. So maybe you can regard this specificity as maybe a score or maybe the rank, which actually determines the style declaration, okay, that is actually applied to the element. So for example, we can use the P element as the selector, okay, in this case, and you can specify a red color for the element. For example, doc type HTML, head tag, style tag, P, it is nothing but the selector, color, it is red, okay. Then close the style, close the head, and then the body, you will see hello world, okay, paragraph tag. Then close the body and then close the HTML. So maybe you can see hello world is displayed in the red color, okay. So in the example, we have added the class selector called as the test, okay, and you specified a green color also. You can specify instead of red color, you can have a green color. So the text will now be green, okay. Even though we have specified a red color, okay, you can have the element selector which is to be green, okay. So this is because the class selector is given higher priority. So that we will see. Doc type HTML, head tag, style, dot test, color green. So this is the class selector which is given higher priority than this red color, okay. So this P color red, even though we specify paragraph the color it is red, but here above that we have specified dot test color green, okay. Then close the style, close the head, and then the body you will have P class test hello world, okay. Close the body and close the HTML. So that is the reason you have the green color, okay. And then ID selector, okay. So here we will have ID selector also, okay. What you have to be demo, okay. The color it is set to be blue, okay. So doc type HTML head tag, style tag, demo, okay. Demo you are specifying the color to be blue, okay. Then dot test color green, P the color is red. Even though we specified the red color, even though we specified the green color, but the demo we specified the blue color, okay. So that is the reason in the output you should get blue, okay. Then close the style, close the head, and then the body PID demo class test the hello world. Close the body and close the HTML. So in the output you will be having hello world in blue color. And then inline style, here you have an inline style for the P element. Of course the text will now be pink color, okay. So the inline style is given the highest priority, okay. So here doc type HTML head style, demo color blue, dot test color green, P color red, okay. And close the style, close the head, and then the body PID demo class test style color pink, okay. So this is the inline style. So inline style is given the highest priority than the other tags, okay, right. So hello world, close the body, close the HTML. That is the reason this one is displayed in the pink color, okay. And then specificity hierarchy. So every CSS selector will be having a hierarchy. So there are 4 categories, maybe like inline styles, okay, like H1 style, it is color pink. The IDs will be having example the navigation bar, like we'll have classes, pseudo classes, attribute selectors also, maybe like you will have dot test H over okay, and then the elements and pseudo elements will have h1 before, okay. So how you can calculate the specificity? Like start at 0 and maybe add 100, okay, for each of the add value, id value, and maybe add 10 for each of the class value, okay, maybe for the pseudo class or maybe attribute selector, okay, and maybe add 1 for each element selector or maybe pseudo element. So this we will have this one. As I told you earlier, inline style is having the highest priority, okay, like value of 1000. So P, okay, specificity value 1, calculation is also 1. P dot test means it is 11, okay, 1 plus 10, okay, and similarly P demo, it is 101, it is actually 1 plus 100, okay, right. And then P style, the color pink, okay, the 1000, the same thing, okay, and then here you will have demo, okay, 100, the same thing. Dot test, it is 10, okay, and then P test 1 dot test 2, so it is 21, it is nothing but 1 plus 10 plus 10, so that is actually test 1 and test 2, it is being added. And navigation bar, it is 201, 100 plus 100 plus 1, okay, and then asterisk, it is 0, so 0 means it's actually ignored, okay. So the selector with the highest specificity value will actually win and it will take the effect, okay. So you'll have like a h1, b h1 content, and then c also you will have the h1 id content, and style color, the pink is actually the heading 1 that you are going to specify. So this is specificity, okay, how you can calculate specificity. Like a specificity of A is actually 1, this is for the element selector, okay, and the specificity of B is actually 101, which means that id reference plus element selector, 100 plus 1, okay, and then specificity of C, okay, like 1000, okay, so which means that maximum inline style, okay. So third rule has the highest specificity, so this declaration can be applied. So for example, here you can see doc type HTML, okay, HTML head style h1, okay, background color yellow, h1 background color red, okay, close the style, close the head, close, I mean start with the body h1, this is heading 1, and then close the heading 1, okay. So this is the heading 1, this is heading 1, close the heading 1, close the body, and then close the HTML. So here if you can see h1 background color yellow, h1 background color red, so here this red is given the highest priority, and that is the reason here in the output if you can see this is heading 1, the background it will be red in color, okay. So equal specificity is also like the latest rule will be win. So if the same rule is written twice into the external style sheet, which means that latest rule will be winning, okay. So that is the reason yellow and then red. So yellow was there, it was overwritten by red, okay. So that is the reason red. So here we have ID selectors with higher specificity. So you will have ID selectors which will be having higher specificity than the attribute selectors, okay. So doc type HTML head style div, the background color is green, okay, and div hash a, and hash a background color is yellow, div id equal to a, background color is equal to blue, close the style, close the head, and then body, div id a, this is a div, okay, then close the body and then close the HTML. So this is actually here it is given higher specificity, okay, div hash a, background color green, this is given higher specificity, and that is the reason this is a div is displayed and background you have green in color. And then you will have contextual selectors, so it's actually more specific than the single element selector, so it's actually close, okay, to the element to be styled. So for example, from the external CSS file, content h1, background color red, okay, and similarly in the HTML file you will have style, the content hash content h1, okay, background color yellow, slash style, okay. So here the latter rule will be applied, okay. So maybe the class selector will be given the higher priority than all other element selectors. So the class selector dot intro beats h1, b, div, etc. So that will be having this one. So here you will see doc type HTML head style dot intro. Whenever you say dot intro, it will be having greater advantage over the number selectors, okay. So h1 background color red, close the style, okay, close the head, okay, and then close the, I mean we will start with the body h1 class intro, this is a heading, close the h1, close the body, and then close the HTML. So if you can see, dot intro is given higher priority over the class selector. So this is a heading. Background, it will be yellow in color. So you'll have CSS inherit keyword also. So here you can set the text color for the span elements to be blue also, except those with the inside elements with class extra. So doc type HTML, head tag, style, span, color blue, border it's actually 1 point solid black. Okay, and then dot extra span, color inherit. Okay, so you'll have close the style, close the head, body. Okay, div, here you'll have, here is span, a span element. Okay, and then which is blue, as span elements are set to be, then close the div. Then again div class extra, style color green. Okay, so here is span means you are specifying within the box. Okay, so this one you'll have a span element, close span, which is green because it inherits from its parent. Okay, then close the div. Then div style color red. Okay, here is a span element. Okay, which is blue, as span elements are said to be, close the div, close the body, and close the HTML. So for here, if you can see, first one black, next one green, next one red. Okay, so this is actually being displayed. Okay, so if you can see border, it is solid black, which means that the box, it's actually black in color. Okay, but for this one, whatever you have specified, okay, it is blue. Okay, maybe you can go for trying as well. If you can see, you can go with the inherit keyword also. You can change the color also. Okay, so the inherit keyword, it will be specifying that the property should inherit its value from the parent element. Okay, so that can be used in the CSS property. For example, doc type HTML, head, style, span, it is color blue, border, it is black. Okay, close the style, and then the head, close the head, and then with the body, set inherit with JavaScript. Okay, here is span, a span element. Okay, so inside as element with no color, and div style, the color green. Okay, the span ID, my span, that's actually a box. Okay, so inside an element with color green, close the div. Okay, then again div style color red. Here is the span, a span element, that's a box. Okay, inside a element with color red, close the div once again. Then you go with try it button. That try it you can have. Okay, that is going to set the value of the color property to inherit the children from the parent. Okay, so from the parent it will be having, and button click my function try it button. Then you'll have script function my function document dot get element by id my span dot style dot color inherit. Close the script, close the body, and then close the HTML. If you can see, first initially it was, here is, okay, everything black, green, red. Okay, the box, it was in black color. For example, if we click on this try it button, and immediately this thing, it will become green in color. Okay, this alone will become green in color. Remaining all will remain the same. Okay, that is what it is going to inherit. It is going to inherit, okay, from this parent. This is the parent. Okay, this green gets into here. Okay, that is the reason fully green. So you can have CSS background also. So you can add background effects for the elements. So the background color will be specifying a background color for the element. For example, doc type HTML, head, style, body, background color light blue. Okay, close the style, close the head, and then the body. You'll have h1 hello world paragraph. This page has a light blue background color. Then close the paragraph tag, close the body, and then close the HTML. So here you specify the background color light blue. So that is the reason hello world, this page has a light blue background color, and background color is light blue. You can change the colors also. So background colors, the color is used most often specified by the valid color name called as the red, or maybe like hexa value. Okay, like hash FF0000. So this is the hexa value for the red color. Okay, or maybe RGB value. For example, RGB R255 maximum, G and B 0. If you can specify like this one, it will be red color. You are actually denoting the red color. So you can set the background color also for any HTML elements like H1, P, div elements can have different background colors. Okay, so for example, doc type HTML head style h1 background color green. Okay, div background color light blue, and then paragraph background color yellow. Okay, close the style, close the head, and then the body h1 CSS background color example. Okay, close the h1, then div tag, this is a text inside a div element. Then you start with a paragraph tag, this paragraph has its own background color. Okay, then close the paragraph, we are still in the div element. Okay, then close the div, close the body, and close the html. Here you can see CSS background color, it is displayed in green, but this one everything has a common background color light blue. Okay, but only this one, okay, this paragraph has its own background color. This one only it will have yellow, but remaining all it will be light blue color background. Opacity or transparency, you can have different shades. Okay, so opacity or transparency you can set, so it can take a value from 0.0 to 1.0, so between that you can specify the value. So the lower the values means the more it will be transparent. Okay, so this is opacity 1 maximum, opacity 0.6 lighter, opacity 0.3 even more lighter. Okay, so doc type html head tag. Okay, so style div background color green, div dot first opacity 0.1 very less. Okay, and div dot second opacity 0.3 little bit more. Okay, div dot 3 third opacity 0.6. Then close the style, close the head, body you'll have h1 transparent boxes, paragraph you can have the paragraph and div class first. Okay, and h1 opacity 0.1, close the h1, then close the div, then div class second h1 opacity 0.3, close the h1 and close the div class third h1 opacity 0.6, close the h1, close the div, and again you go with another div class h1 opacity 1 default, close the h1. Okay, close the div, close the body, close the html, and you will have this one transparent boxes, one paragraph, and here you will see opacity 0.1, opacity 0.3, opacity 0.6, opacity 1 default. So this is having darker, lighter, and even more lighter. That's it. Complete your independent work. I think after New Year, we will have, I think, 2 classes for internet program. I think so.